Behind High Walls is a short film which takes place in Egypt amidst the climax to the uprising of the 2011 revolution, and it focuses solely on the personal life of the protagonist Karim, who comes from a wealthy family who can afford to live in a luxurious house inside of a gated community, unlike the majority of Egyptians. In the story, Karim had been provided with the opportunity to lead a decent life abroad. However, as Karim's character had been deemed to represent the disaffected youth in the Arab world, he decided to come back to his homeland and join protests against the ruling regime. Later on, when hopes for a change in the country come to a stall, he falls in love, dabbles in drugs, and eventually mysteriously passes away. In the first part of the short film, Karim is shown to be introducing the first main embedded theme within the story, which is class conflict. He starts by saying the words, "We live behind high walls to keep poverty out and luxury in." He then goes on to explain that the wealthy class tends to hide itself from other social classes via living inside secured and gated communities which serve them as a shield from the outside world. The setting is manifested within a steady dark background, which provides the audience with the intended idea that the protagonist is in fact already dead and is speaking to us from the point of view of the afterlife. In addition, the presence of the protagonist being half naked while standing there adds more to the audience's knowledge, confirming his death. The story then progresses to corroborate that class conflict is in fact a major theme when two ladies whom were seated at the same section where Karim's mother was during the funeral were depicted to be shaming Karim's friends in their little side talk. In the second part of the film, Karim is shown to prove his determination towards achieving change in his homeland by saying the words, "I would have regretted it more if I haven't returned to Egypt and haven't met Sarah." This time, as he said these words, he was shown to emit body language signals that signified how much stressed he would have been if he had not decided to come back to Egypt. Him placing both his hands around the back of his neck aided in solidifying the true emotions present. In the third part of the story, Karim is shown to be reminiscing about the time he had spent with the girl he loved at Tahrir Square and how he really enjoyed it. Following that, both visual and sound elements took their role in providing the viewers with a deeper sense of the reminiscing emotions he was going through as the light shining on his face slowly dimmed and sounds of Tahrir Square chants were played. He then repeated after the sound the words, "Keep your head held high, you are an Egyptian." Towards the ending of the film, the second main embedded theme was brought to light, which was drug abuse. His brother and two of his friends were depicted standing outside the funeral, talking about trying to get their minds off of everything, and that was when Karim's brother admitted to them that he had provided him with an illegal substance because Karim wanted to do the same thing of clearing his mind off of everything. In the final scene, Karim was depicted to have confessed that he did actually want to get anywhere far away from Egypt, but this time he was not able to escape even though he was shielded by high walls. In the end, one thing which is certain is that he definitely died because of a drug overdose, but the main question that remains unanswered is, was it done intentionally or not? The cinematography methods applied throughout the film were mostly spot on as they aided in conveying the director's envisioned messages and emotions. The use of close-up and medium shots throughout provided a sense of connectivity with the protagonist. However, one aspect the cinematography of the film did not achieve a high score in was the presence of shadows on the protagonist's face during some of his narrative scenes. The main allegory attached to the short film could be described in the sense that the element of wealth yields you a certain power, and that power is to create high walls, because high walls could shield you from anything you do not wish to interact with. However, the only main delusion present is that sometimes you might build a wall high enough to the point where you could not escape it.